Well, I don't know if you've guessed yet, but we're in a magnolia orchard, and I'm with Roger Gosler at Gosler Nursery in Springfield, and these are just spectacular, Roger.
Thank you.
And these are really nice, and you said that these are just starting to come on, these ones that were right beneath.
Now these are some of the later ones of the spring flowering magnolias that will go on through mid-April into early May, and then they'll flower sporadically through the summer.
Wow. Well, that's very nice. And they're not too big. You know, I noticed magnolias, they're just towering. And for the smaller yards that we have now, they're just too big.
Well, these are great plants. These are all hybrids of Magnolia liliflora, the lily magnolia. And they only get about 15 to 18 feet tall after. These are about 40-year-old plants.
Wow. So you've been testing them here just to see how they would do in this area for your customer.
Right. They're National Arboretum. This group are National Arboretum hybrids, and they've been tested all over the country, and they do especially well in this part of the country.
Ah, they're just beautiful. So what would the culture be if I wanted to get one to take home? Where would I want to put it in my yard?
They'll grow in full sun of just blazing hot sun or semi-shade. They'll even grow on the south side of a building where it's reflected sun.
Wow, it's intense heat.
Yeah, and then they'll grow in semi-shade. You'll get a much fuller, bushier plant in the full sun. But they want to be well drained, and they can even take quite a bit of moisture if they're built up a little bit of a mound around them.
So it just drains. It's not going to be sitting in water, especially for our winters.
Right.
And these varieties here, they all have girls' names. So, and you would have these out at your nursery here.
Right. Right. They were named after the women at the office at the National Arboretum. And so there's Susan and Betty and Jane. There's 8 of them, and they're all very good. But normally, most of the nurseries only carry Susan and Betty and Jane, I think it is, are the sort of the standard ones that people have chosen those as being the best ones.
And you know, I've also noticed there's a lot of moss and lichen just right on top of the bark here. Do you guys spray, or do you let that stay? We
just let it stay. We've been told it's part of having really clean air, that we don't have too many chemicals and things in the air here, and so it's very clean, and the rain washes it down. So all it is a place for the moss and the lichens to sit. They're not taking anything from the trees.
So it just is a great harbinger that we have nice air to breathe too.
Right.
Well, it's just a lovely place. I know that we can contact you through the internet or your phone and get the hours to come on down to the nursery and come look at this beautiful garden setting.
Right.
How many acres is it?
It's about 7 acres of display gardens of all kinds of different plants.
So make sure that you bring your walking shoes or boots and then come out here for the spring or even later to see later blooming things. And we're going to be back later in the season and come visit you for something else that would be blooming then.
Okay, look forward to it.
Thanks so much for having us.
Okay.